Ask the sleep teacher. Each week, I answer one of your sleep questions. Leave yours in the comments, it could be next week's video. Today's question is, why do I wake up tired when I get over 8 hours of sleep? There are a few things I'd look at here, and the first is what you actually mean by tired, because we use the word tired to describe different things. You might wake up really groggy, but after a while you're fine. You might have slept for 8 or 9 hours and still feel like you could go straight back to sleep. Or you might be completely awake but just have no energy. Those are three different things, and they can have different explanations. If you're groggy when you first wake up, that could simply be sleep inertia. That's the name for that groggy period some of us experience while our brain is moving from asleep to being fully awake. For some people, it's barely noticeable. For others, it can take a while to properly feel awake. But if you've been awake for a while and still feel like you could go back to sleep, that's sleepiness. And this is where focusing only on the number of hours can be misleading. 8 hours tells us how much sleep you got. It doesn't tell us how good that sleep was. Your sleep can be disturbed throughout the night without you even remembering it the next morning. That can happen for lots of reasons. Things like stress, pain, alcohol, an irregular sleep schedule, caffeine later in the day for some people, or a sleep problem such as sleep apnea. Age can change your sleep too. As we get older, our sleep tends to become lighter. We wake more during the night and we generally get less deep sleep. That doesn't mean you're supposed to wake up exhausted as you get older, but the same 8 hours of sleep can change as you age. Then there's fatigue. That's when you're awake and don't particularly want to sleep, but you have very little energy. Illness, anemia, some medicines, and other health problems can cause fatigue too. And finally, it's worth thinking about whether something has changed. If the amount of sleep that used to leave you feeling refreshed suddenly doesn't anymore, that's useful information. Because 8 hours isn't a magic number. We all need different amounts of sleep, and how much sleep we need can change at different stages of our lives. So rather than only asking, how many hours did I sleep? Ask, am I groggy? Am I still sleepy? Or am I awake but exhausted? Because that gives us a much better clue why you're waking up tired. And if this is happening regularly, particularly if you're very sleepy during the day, you snore loudly, or someone has noticed that your breathing stops and starts while you're asleep, it's worth speaking to a healthcare professional. What sleep question would you like me to answer next? Leave it in the comments.